Good morning, I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day. Now, I talk a lot about vinyl on this channel, and a couple of the videos that I've made talking about vinyl have amassed over time a few views here and there, and with views come comments, and with comments, as we all know, can come a little bit of negativity every now and then. So what I thought I would do in this week's video is talk about and respond to some of what I feel to be the silliest comments that I've received on these videos. There are 3 videos that I'm going to be talking about, the first of which is the My Record Collection, How Many Records Do I Own video that I made a while ago, which you can watch over there if you want to. It's a bit out of date now, I've got a lot more records since I filmed that. The second video is my The Worst Thing About Vinyl, where I hate vinyl or something like that. You can watch it there if you want. It's absolutely shit, so I massively recommend that you don't, but I'm going to be addressing some of the comments on that. And the third video that I'm going to be talking about is the How I Listen to Records, and the one where I talk about my general setup, which again, you can watch there if you want to. So without any further ado, let's have a look at some of the comments on the My Record Collection video. Top comments: this is probably the shittiest collection I've ever seen, from T-Bomb. Thanks, mate. That's fair, music taste is subjective. I can't control what you like and what you don't like. Although it's got 24 thumbs up, man. Come on, that's a bit harsh. Second top comment: awful taste in music. Yeah, if you don't like my taste in music, that's fine. You're not the one that has to listen to it. MBV Teleshaka, Justin Bieber. That's enough of this video. Oh, okay, so I'm actually going to address that more in some of the comments on the other videos that talk about Justin Bieber, so I'll just leave that one there. You have a basic taste in music. I guess I can see why someone might instinctively think that if they see like the first few albums that I talk about in that list, but I'd like to think that I've got quite an eclectic taste in music, and I know that that's such a cliche of everyone just being like, oh yeah, my taste in music is so eclectic. But I mean, the music that I've got ranges from baroque choral music to symphonic metal and synth pop. Like, basic would be if I had a Fleetwood Mac Rumours album, a load of Lana Del Rey, some 21 Pilots, and AM by the fucking Arctic Monkeys. Gaming Music said, I don't like your taste in music, but I respect you for collecting vinyl. Also, this video must have taken fucking ages to make. Good job. It did, and thank you. And that's a very mature thing to say. So, like, legit. Also, like, lots of people have said very nice things on here. I massively appreciate all of the people that did. It's amazing, so thank you so much. I'm just not going to be like, it's not the point of this video, is to respond to all of the nice comments that I've got. Right, let's move on to video number 2, which is called The Worst Thing About Vinyl. Now, this, I hate this video. This is one of those ones that I genuinely just can't even look at anymore because it's so cringy. I'm wearing a fucking scarf and a t-shirt and I'm inside, so that's basically all you need to know about this. Just as a caveat to this as well, this video is not necessarily a completely accurate representation of how I feel about that topic now. So I'm not going to be responding to like people who are trying to make genuine arguments against what I've said. That's like totally fair, and a lot of them have got valid points. But comments like this one here from Chipsaw says, and there I was thinking, this guy has a decent opinion to share, then you pulled out a JB record. Oh dear, street cred has just gone, and what a waste of decent plastic. Now, I am really, really sick of people somehow feeling like they have some moral superiority over people who own a record by a big pop artist such as Justin Bieber. Now, I've explained to people in the past as well when they've criticized me for, you know, being like a vinyl enthusiast, and also, you know, how can you have a Justin Bieber record if you're a vinyl enthusiast? That's just sacrilege. Like, grow the up, man. Like, let people listen to the music that they want to listen to. And that album, Purpose, is one of the best produced albums that I've ever heard in terms of just its production values. And I bought it partially because some of the songs on there I like, and I'm like adult enough to admit if I like certain music. So some of the songs I just think are great. I don't think they're masterpieces by any means, and I like listening to electronic music that is as well produced and well mixed as Justin Bieber's Purpose. You know, just get over it. This dude looks like he sits in coffee shops on his MacBook every fucking day. That is fair. I do look like a massive twat in this video. And that was also, this was before I was kind of a bit more comfortable and I would try and do this like over-exaggerated alter ego. The fact that you even mention iTunes voids your stance as a music lover. Bean with bacon. That is absolutely fucking idiotic. I don't even know what you mean by that. Is that because the quality of the actual audio file is going to be lesser from iTunes than it would be if you're listening to it on vinyl? And if you listen to music at a slightly more compressed format, does that mean that you don't care about music? If so, why? I mean, everyone used to listen to music on tape, and the audio quality from tape is dreadful. I really don't understand what they're getting at with that comment. But if you care about audio quality, why would you want to listen to an MP3 file? Instinctively, I wouldn't want to listen to an MP3 file. I would much rather listen to a WAV file or a FLAC file. However, sometimes that's all you can get. And I wasn't talking about wanting to constantly have the best possible audio quality that I could. In this video I was specifically talking about how not everyone is always in a situation where they can enjoy music at the finest quality. Unless you have thousands of pounds to spend on amazing headphones and have a phone or a device that has got loads of storage to fit all these massive audio files onto, you are always inevitably going to be at a certain point where you are listening to music as an MP3. It doesn't invalidate someone as a music fan if they occasionally listen to music at a lower quality than the highest possible resolution. Don't call yourself a music fan and listen to Justin Bieber. It's such like an immature attitude to have, and like there are always going to be mainstream pop artists. The thing is a lot of people, they either like massively dislike the person themselves and as a result of that feel like they can't possibly enjoy their music, which I don't agree with anyway, because ultimately you're never going to be friends or personally know the people whose music you're listening to, so why would you judge your enjoyment of their music on their personality in the first place? So either people think that Justin Bieber's a dick and therefore if you listen to his music you must be a dick, or you know, you don't have a valid music taste or whatever, or they just hate the music. Maybe they don't like any mainstream pop music, maybe they're still caught in that mindset of like, oh, they don't write the music themselves, therefore, you know, it's not real. But I mean, the music has been written and the people who write the music for these huge stars get paid a hell of a lot of money, so it's not like anyone's being exploited. I just have this image of people that say that kind of thing, you know, the whole like, oh, you listen to Justin Bieber, your music is totally invalid. Either they're going to be like a young teenage person that believes that they're right about everything, and I was like that once. I used to say exactly that kind of thing. I used to hate any music that wasn't Scandinavian metal. So either they're like that, which I can sort of forgive, you know, we were all young once, or I have this image of like middle-aged metalheads, the guy who still listens to metal, and that's fine. I know a fair few people who are middle-aged and still listen to metal. I still listen to metal, but the ones that still wear like those super baggy cargo shorts even when it's winter, band hoodies and t-shirts everywhere, and have really long hair, and still think that like the whole world is just out to get them, and the ones that are still living in like that 2001 to 2007 metalhead phase, and they just can't like emotionally get out of that mindset and maybe accept that other music does have its merits. I'm not saying that you need to listen to and enjoy Justin Bieber. I mean, I get that people don't, and I understand why. I just think it's so stupid for people to somehow think that if you listen to, you know, one artist who is, you know, arguably a bit shit, that means that everything else you listen to is also shit, and somehow they have like the high ground over you. They're like, oh, my music is superior to your music. It's fucking music, man. It doesn't work like that. I don't know, I just think it's a juvenile attitude to have. I find this next comment funny for slightly different reasons. It says, dude, stop complaining, you spent thousands of dollars on records, but you can't spend $200 on a USB interface. And the video wouldn't have given any of this away, but I've spent quite a lot of money on high-end audio equipment. So the final video I'm going to be looking at the comments on is the my vinyl setup / how I listen to records. Now this video I have received a ton of really good and useful and thoughtful information on, because I was getting a few things wrong, and it's, you know, a couple of things that I was doing there just I shouldn't have been doing, and I massively appreciate anyone who pointed out some of the faults in the way I was listening to records, and it's just awesome, so thank you so much for pointing those things out to me. Another gay ass hipster know-it-all. Yeah, that's fair. So there's one comment here that I got in various different formats that was someone saying, wax discs? Maybe in the 19th century, I think you mean vinyl. Because I said at one point about how vinyl works, so I was talking about the waveform is etched into a wax disc, or I said something along those lines. I was just using a lazy colloquialism, okay? I wasn't trying to imply that I think that vinyl records are actually made out of wax, you know? I know it's polyvinyl chloride. I'm looking through these and I actually can't find that many that are silly, so I might have got it a bit wrong with this video. Oh no, there we go. Stupid gay. This is an interesting one. So someone says, I don't understand listening to electronic music on vinyl. What's the point? There's nothing analog about how it's made or mixed. Why convert it? Depends on the artist that you're listening to. There are lots of electronic artists that use a large amount of analog gear, but I understand the idea that even if you're using, you know, an analog synthesizer, it's being processed digitally when it's going into the machine and mixed in a largely digital environment. I think that really can only be answered by saying that vinyl is about more than just the audio quality and the waveforms and how it's pressed and everything like that. The reason I listen to vinyl, as I've said many times before, is because it's a whole experience for me. It's a tangible product, the artwork looks amazing. I kind of understand where you're coming from. I've occasionally thought that, especially with modern electronic music, it's entirely digital from start to finish, and then you get a record, but there's an element of warmth. I mean, that's traditional wanky vinyl thing to say, isn't it? But there's an element of warmth that you'll get even with digital music because it still needs to be mastered for vinyl. So the mastering process is very different for something like iTunes or a CD or for vinyl. So that will kind of compensate for things to an extent. And also it's just fun, I guess. Can't really find anything much to complain about on that video. Everyone's really, really nice. I suppose the thing that annoys me the most is when people are just snobby about things that there is no need to be snobby about. And we've all done it. I've done it in the past. I mean, some people could claim that I'm a bit of a vinyl snob because I talked about how you shouldn't get Crosleys, and the reason that I've said that kind of thing in the past is because I genuinely know people who have had records wrecked by using Crosleys. I just think some people need to realise that a music taste is not, you know, a definitive characteristic of a person, and it doesn't invalidate anything about them. Their music taste isn't yours, and everyone is different, and that's great. So just shut the fuck up about how I've got a Justin Bieber record, and I'm not trying to offend anyone or insult anyone genuinely. The reason I feel so strongly about this is because I used to be like that. Between the age of 14 to 17, like I said, I would just completely dismiss anything that wasn't in my very specific niche of music. And it wasn't that I didn't dismiss it in a I don't like listening to that music. It was I dismissed it and I said that music is shit, and anyone that listens to that music is shit and doesn't know anything about real music. Anyway, I'm gonna finish the video there. I'm really sorry if I have irritated or offended anyone or anything like that. That's genuinely not my intention. It's just a light-hearted video that I'm making by myself on a Thursday night because I've got nothing better to do. So as always, I am open to having my mind changed about these things, and if you disagree with me or if you agree with me or anything like that, let me know down in the comment section. Maybe you want to call me a massive pretentious or something, which is also fine. Thank you so much for watching. I really do hope that you've enjoyed this. Have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will see you very soon.